motivated you to move to California?
I knew it was time for a change. So I mean, I know I'm getting money wherever I go, but there was business opportunity. But when I landed in Cali, I was sober. I was on fire in life. You know, not more than I am now, but bro, it was the energy. I sat there and it's the feeling I wake up with every day. I'm sitting there like, damn, this shit just feels so right. I almost feel like, damn, how come I didn't do this
A
fucking
long time
decades
ago.
ago? But God's timing is perfect.
Perfect.
Timing.
Absolutely.
So it is what it is. But man, I don't know, something about Southern California. It just went ahead and it just clicked. And then my next challenge was, getting my wife to want to move out because she had never been before. So I remember I had flown her out. We took a trip for like a week. And we was in HB, was in Huntington Beach. And then one of my peoples and his wife took us down to Laguna. And, we ate at the Mirage. And the scenery was just beautiful, man. You were on top of the cliff with the ocean, overlooking the ocean, and it was just phenomenal, B. And then we started riding up through the Laguna Hills, and I mean, for me, I was already on board. I just wanted to get her on board, and really, it didn't take her a lot of convincing. She was like, "If we can do it, let's do it." And we moved from Delray to motherfucking Huntington Beach, and that shit was the best shit I ever did.
That's crazy, man. Small town from Delray. So, like, tell me, like, for the people who's never been to California, who's never experienced this, like, is there anything else that you can give them to like, just to, like you told me earlier, what I'm saying, to be able to hop on a plane to come here, that's like the first step to,
Yeah.
being brave and changing or seeing something different from what you're accustomed to. So what's the big factor? What's the big difference between Florida, Delray, where you've been like most of your life,
Alright,
and
so
then
I'll just be 100% honest with you. When I came out here, cause I'm not on some young, I'm not a young dude no more. When I came out here, it was very apparent to me, like, yo, it's safer where I'm at. My neighbors told us when we moved in. They told us like, yo, we don't never lock our doors. That shit was insanity to me. I don't know. We don't know people that talk like that.
for real, especially not in Florida.
Not where we're
Hell,
from.
hell no.
Like, so that fucked me all the way up. But like where I'm at, I don't. And it's not like, you see my neighborhood. It's not like it's some super bougie shit. But like, listen, think about this, man. How many sirens you heard since you come stayed at my spot?
I've seen probably maybe one cop, to be honest with
Dog, it's just fucked up.
you. It's crazy.
So it was a no-brainer for me as a father
Yeah.
and as a family man. But what really got me was the energy. People was just, I'm not on some negative shit no more. Like, I came from being that dude, and nowadays, like, yo, these people out here, down where I'm at least, I'm not speaking for the whole Cali or LA because I know what time it is, but where I'm at, people that don't know you say, hey, how you doing today?
How you doing today? You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
what?
It's
The
crazy.
fuck is
In
that?
Florida, man, that's you're not used. When someone say what's up to you, you feel like you're trying to get
Weirdo, dog.
finesse.
Yeah,
Oh, this nigga's a weirdo.
Yeah, he's a straight weirdo. Like, you're like,
Yeah, yo, this nigga's finessing.
motherfucker's trying to move on
Move
me.
on me, yeah. So did it take you a while to get used to that, like the openness and the more laid back type
Honestly,
of vibe?
nope, it didn't. Because I felt like mentally I was already there. I had just been through some shit prior to moving out here,
Yeah.
I got close with God in like 2012. I just got so close with God, and I got a new perspective on life. I had fucking beaten cancer, went through open heart surgeries, and all these crazy things happened to me. And where people were telling me that, like professionals were telling me I'm probably gonna pass away, say goodbye to your daughter and your parents, and just crazy fucking things just happened to me.
But God got the final say so, man.
Bro, and so the fact that it didn't happen, it became very apparent to me that, God has a plan for me. Yeah, So when that shit happened, and then I came out here, it was like, wow, it's just peace. It's everything I needed. It's really just for the mind state that I'm at right now in life, and
Yeah.
just my views. I'm very certain. My moral compass is pure. You know, I'm not on some angle shit. You know, the only reason why I'm doing good business these days is because I'm sitting here and I'm being honest. I'm not pitching people. I'm not even selling people. I'm just telling people like this is the product that I have. This is the service I provide. You know, I don't and because that's what I do with my daily life and my relationships. I just keep it honest. I know how to be a scumbag, man. I came from being a fucking piece of shit. It got me nowhere. You know, and I wasn't raised like that. My parents, I know they did their best with me to go ahead and just try and raise me the right way, but I detoured when I hit the block, for quite some time. You know. Plus, I'm a father, man. I want my kids to shine. I feel like all these kids deserve a fair shot.
You know, they say when you hit the age of 25, you're considered an OG because a lot of times,
Yes.
Where we from, it doesn't happen.
Yes.
For a lot of cats. So like, what kind of advice can you give the youth? Because a lot of times, we don't have the OGs like we used to when we was growing up. When you was fucking up, you had a nigga to tell you like, yo, you tripping. So like, what advice can you give to the youth?
I can tell you this because you touched on something. When we was coming up, there was a lot more older males around. If you look at how the system got this country right now, it's like we lack older males. Either they're dead, or they're in jail, or they're strung out, or they were drunk. So for me, nowadays I just look at these children. I honestly feel like, yeah, of course, be a leader, but like, yo, customize your circle based off of like, is your best friend beneficial to you? And does he condone the good things that you're doing? Does he support that, or does she support that? And if so, obviously, then that's a best friend. But if this person's over here pushing in the air like, pss, 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 we need to go toot this coke, yo, here's this burner, we need to get this dude, he got the new system in the car, or whatever the shit they're doing these days. That this is what the youth is lacking is, knowledge of smart decision making skills. Motherfuckers is they're out here on some sideways shit, man. It's scary.
Tell us a little bit about your music.
My music is honesty music, man. It's definitely relatable. You can hear there's my pain in there, but there's my joys in there as well. And I think for me, where I stand out is I just tell my story how it is. And once I started getting honest with myself, and then I put that in my music, people started to respond better to it. I got people these days, I don't know these people at all, but they have no problem writing on my timeline or just telling me like, yo, man, I love your shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? And the topics and things that we're talking about, regardless if it's addiction or abortion, or just, the pure hip hop shit. I mean, or just even like these days, like we got a song coming out on the new secondhand album. It's like the hook is like, I woke up loving life. That's what needs to be out here.
What's the biggest I want to try to find the right word, influence in your music? Is it your experiences or?
Oh yeah, it's life lessons.
Gotcha.
It's life lessons. Because what happened is like, I'm at an age where I figured out what it was like to live great, then live all the way fucked up, homeless, strung out on pills, bugged out, borrowing money from every which way, just not being able to pay it back, all types of fucked up shit going on. Then going ahead and just getting my mind right, grasping onto some sobriety time and like really making real life decisions and getting right again. And so now I'm able to get that wisdom back because listen, that's not my recipe. God has given this to other people. You know, I just feel like we need to present that more. So it's definitely life influences and lessons. You know,
Tell us
I
a little
want other people to feel good the way I'm feeling good these days.
right now.
Yeah, I want.
Gotcha.
I need especially in our country. I need motherfuckers to have what I feel right now.
That's real. That is real.
For real.
Tell us a little bit about where you grew up or where you originally from.
So I'm originally from Newport, Rhode Island, and I grew up on an island that's probably like 3.5 miles long or some crazy shit like that, and I lived there till I was about 12 years old, 11 years old, and then '92 we had moved down to we had first stopped in Coral Springs, but then we ended up in Delray, and Delray is where I lived the rest of my life out, and we moved down to Delray because my mom, she had caught a habit, and she went down there for rehab back in like '92, '93, something like that. And I went to Carver, the old Carver on 12th, and I lived on 10th. I was probably like one of three white boys at Carver. But to me these are the best experiences of my life. I mean, shit was sideways for a little while, but then I fit
They
right
embraced
in.
you, yeah.
Yeah, I fit right the fuck in, man. Because I was a quarter mile short of the bus, so I had to walk through the hood. And these guys became my best friends, man.
Tell us a little bit about that experience or moment in your life dealing with any type of addiction or if that's something that you want to touch on, or do you have any advice for anyone who's gone through that, and what's the best advice that you can give them on how to get out through that? You're successful, you're following your dream, you moved out to Cali, you've completely changed your life, you're a family man now. A lot of times people try to give these people who are going through this situation advice on how to quit, but they themselves don't have any proof on on how to really do that. They're just doing it from a book or doing it from what they think they know. They want to do it, but you've done it. So like
but
what?
Then they don't know how to put action into doing it, right? So for me, I got involved with AA. That's what really helped me out when I first got involved, right? And then I started acquiring this network of it. Just felt like God was presenting all these different individuals, all these human beings with so much knowledge and teaching me things that but to back it up and just be honest with you, I wanted to get right. My life just couldn't get any worse. And I really just wanted it to change.
So you wanted it to change more than you wanted to continue living life the way it was.
Because I wanted to become a real provider, yo.
Yeah.
I wasn't providing for myself, my children, my wife, my mom. It's like I wanted my folks to be happy with me, I didn't want to have to hit my mom up and be like, Mom, can I borrow $10 real quick? Because I need, I was getting $10 so I could go get high.
Yeah.
That shit was just so old, dog. Come on, man. And so I wanted to just change, and I just couldn't. I've tried so many different ways to do it, and it didn't work out for me. And finally, I threw in the towel, bro. I seen DAF in Delray Beach, and that shit was to me, it was like a step down from the gun club, from the county.
Yeah.
Because I had seen the county so many goddamn times.
Yeah.
And every time I seen the county, it was because of a drug charge, or I'm drunk, fighting somebody, or whatever I was doing, or robbing somebody, whatever I was doing. And and I wanted it, and I did it, And I think, honestly, the thing about it was I had backed myself into a corner so far that there was no more corner left. And thank God I did it, man. It was the best decision I ever made in my life, because I learned how to grow up. What that sobriety shit did for me was make me grow the fuck up.
Gotcha.
My bills is paid every goddamn day nowadays, Jack. I got money stacked. Life is good. Life is more than what I could ever have imagined it to be.
Gotcha.
Sometimes when you take risks, Well, hold on, let me back it up. I think that that's something that our society, American society, lacks. It's like it's more profitable to be a risk taker than it is to be the guy that denies his chance of maybe getting ahead in life. People don't want to pick up and move, or people don't want to quit their job because, get to the next job because they're so afraid that they might not fit in at the next job. Same thing like when it was going from junior high to high school. Kind of didn't want to go to high school at first. You got there, you heard about freshman beatdowns or whatever might have been happening. You get there and you're like, oh shit, I got this. we don't, um, I think as American society, is as far as it's concerned, we don't influence our youth to be risk takers. But if you look at all the great businessmen, these people took fucking risks, you know.
Hella risk.
Yeah, it's crazy. Music has always changed my life. It's not how did it. Music just continuously keeps changing my life. Because I'll tell you how I look at music. I can show you a record by Anita Baker that my mom used to play on vinyl back in the day. I can tell you how old I was then. Then I could hear a record from Biggie, and I could tell how old I was then and what year that was. Not because I'm looking at the credits, because I just remember in my head. I have my whole life is timelined out through music and when it dropped, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, even like you got to think about music like this. If you having a fucking shitty day, you on your way to work, or you on your way to the dope man, or you just doing what you do, you might feel shitty. You hear that one banger, and I don't care what, cause I fuck with R&B, I fuck with old school R&B, I fuck with
Your whole mood
classic
could
rock,
change.
I fuck with all, yeah, yo.
Yeah.
That shit right there has now shifted it's a paradigm shift of the mind, music.
Yeah.
You understand?
That's real.
That's my answer.
That's Av Murphy, man, we appreciate you sitting with Street Hustlers TV, bro. Giving
Shout
us a
out to
really
Street
dope.
Hustlers, baby. Shout out to the whole Delray, the whole 561-401, and the whole motherfucking Cali now, Jack.
Yeah. Tell people where they can find you, man. Your
Yo,
social media.
secondhand.com. Everything. Secondhand.com. Secondhand everything.
At secondhand.com, IG, Facebook.
SEKKOND. Hand. SEKKONDHAND.com. .com.
That's real, man. Any last words before we go?
Love yourself. Continue to love yourself and shine. Outdo yesterday. Just outdo yesterday. You'll be good.
That's real, man. Street Hustlers, thank you, man. Av Murphy. Peace.